Hi, and welcome to That Squid Talk. Here with Falcon is Beast and daVinci, or Niichan-Vinci, or daVincified, however you want to call it, whatever channel you're coming from. Today we are going to start the show about just us talking about random stuff, gaming stuff, some random questions, kind of stuff that's going on our channels and whatnot. Kind of going to be a weekly thing, and try to bring one out every Friday if possible. First thing that we're going to be talking about is what we have been playing this week. So what have you been playing this past week?
Mainly it's the Titanfall beta, that came out for Xbox One sometime in the last couple weeks.
Now, was that something that you had to sign up for, or
no? It's an open beta. You basically just download it. That's it. There's no special requirement.
Like, it wasn't a beta weekend, is it still? Or
I tried to get on it. Actually, I think today earlier, and it's down now. But it's
so it may have just been like a weekend or something like that.
Pretty much.
All right. So how was that?
It was really good, actually. A couple glitches here and there, a little.
Like what?
Just like, I don't know, they really need to work on the parkour system, the free running on the walls and stuff. It gets a little glitchy in tight spaces, but can't make a game perfect.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a beta. That's why it's beta.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, considering that, what was the last one? The last big shooter game that came out, was it Ghost or was it Battlefield 4?
I can't even remember which one came out latest, but
what was the last one that you bought?
Last one I bought, Battlefield 4.
Battlefield 4. Okay, now compare it to Battlefield 4.
What, Titanfall?
Yeah. What's good about it as a first-person shooter? What's bad about it?
Well, I mean, it really all depends on what you play.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're into, just first-person, modern warfare type gameplay, then Battlefield 4 is probably the best way to go.
Mm-hmm.
If you want a little something more, something a little different, something that's not relatively modern, it's more, futuristic and, it mixes it up a little bit, then I'd probably go with Titanfall.
Okay.
It really depends on what you're into.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen footage of it. I've seen people live stream it and stuff like that, and it looks amazing to me. What's your favorite feature about it?
Titanfall?
Mm-hmm. What was the most fun thing on the beta that you've played so far?
Really? I'm not going to be choosing the obvious answer, the Titans, but I think something that stuck out to me the most was definitely the way that they're trying to make it, because it's an all-online game. It's whole game is just multiplayer.
Oh,
there's no campaign. There's no single player.
There's not going to be in the full version either?
No. It's like MAG. You remember MAG came out a few years back?
I've heard of MAG, and then I was like, this sounds like a cool idea, and then never heard of it again. So.
Yeah, it was a big flop. Anyway, so it's a really risky job to try to make an only multiplayer game. But
it is.
With just the beta, they didn't have much story into it. So, but it did give a couple elements to the story, which was really cool, like background to what the maps are, like what happened there. And you
kind of get that mission briefing every time.
You do. You come out of like a spaceship every time. I wouldn't say spaceship, but kind of like a jet type thing. But basically, they drop you out. You go in, do the job, and then if you lose, one thing I saw about it that was really cool that was a lot different from any game I've ever played, is if you lose, the game doesn't end.
Yeah.
If you lose, it basically becomes kind of like that only have one life. You got to get back to your ship so you can get evac, and the ship's not invincible.
Yeah. Yeah, basically what I've seen of it is that there's a ship that comes in after a couple of seconds after
it's called the epilogue.
The epilogue. In the epilogue of each match, the ship comes in after a couple minutes or a couple seconds or whatever, and then all of the losing team has to run over to it and try to jump on top, jump into it. And once they're into it, you can't kill them anymore while they're into it. but you can kill the actual ship itself.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much impossible unless you're in a Titan. Like, I've only been able to see people destroy it if they were in a Titan.
Usually if there's only, if there's one Titan, you're usually not going to blow it up. It's got quite a bit of health.
So, and then, what actually, isn't it just that you just get extra points if you're able to stop the enemies from, if you can
if you can stop them, you get extra points. But if you're like on the losing team and you're in the evac, if you get away, you get a lot of extra points.
Do you still get points if the ship flies away but no one's on it?
If no one's on it, then they just lose. Yeah, you still get points because basically no one escapes, so it's pretty much pointless.
All right, yeah, I really like that feature of it. The things I'm looking most forward towards, most forward about it, or whatever the frig. The things that I'm most anticipating about that game is just the Titan system, but I feel like I'll choose by the time like I'll play a little bit. I'll be able to choose what I like more. Like obviously you don't have to choose, but
yeah,
I feel like I'm gonna be either a Titan lover and I'm gonna try to get a Titan as soon as possible, and then just be a Titan as much as possible, or I'm gonna be a like parkour and killing lover.
And see, there's a way in the game to be a Titan. Because like, okay, everybody gets a Titan when you play the game. You play the game, you're guaranteed at least 2 Titans before each match ends. But as you progress in the game and in the ranks, you start getting these things called cards. They're like little cards that like they give you, and some of them you can burn them and basically get whatever they have on them. And if some of them have like 80 seconds off build time of Titan, so you get your Titan quicker. Some of them I got one the other day that was explosive rounds and a sniper rifle, which is really cool. Nice. And then like you can turn your pistol into a 3-round burst gun. It's a really cool system what they set up. And you know, it's not just 6 people in a match. They actually have bots and specters, all kinds of different enemies in it.
Yeah.
So you're constantly killing everything. You may not be killing human players, but you're constantly killing something.
Like that was something that a lot of people that were bitching about at first was like, oh, it's only 6v6. It's a next gen game. Why are they doing this? But immediately when I heard that, I was like, yeah, that sounds reasonable for the fact that you have these giant Titans everywhere.
Oh yeah, yeah. If it was like
16 people versus 16 people,
it's already hectic.
That the maps would have to be ginormous and have to have a lot of open space because Titans can't like jump onto stuff. They have to like.
See, in another thing, when I get back to like the glitches and stuff in it, I hope they fix this in the real game. I'm pretty sure they will, but the melee system, which is basically just like a kick.
Just kicking, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Like sometimes you'll sit there and you'll kick someone twice, and then they'll just turn around and kick you, and theirs works. Or you know, you'll kick someone after they kicked you like 3 times. You know, it's really glitchy.
It's kind of weird though. I mean, in most of the fighting games,
it's something different.
Yeah. Yeah, but in most of the first-person shooter games, just everything other than Counter-Strike. I've heard Counter-Strike's insanely hard to knife people with. But everything else, knifing someone, being able to knife someone means basically you get an insta-kill.
Yeah, pretty much.
Knifing is just someone's dead. You don't do a lot of damage, you just instantly kill someone. Well, that, even though it didn't make as much sense as like one bullet should be able to kill someone as well, or one bullet should be able to kill someone more than a knife to like a chest or something. So it didn't always make sense, but with this, it kind of feels like it makes even less sense because you're just kicking someone. So you're insta-killing someone by kicking them.
Yeah, but if you sneak up behind somebody, you won't kick them, you'll snap their neck, which would kill somebody.
Yeah, just turn their neck around.
Which is kind of funny because like if you sneak up on like a Spectre, which is basically a robot, you'll sit there and you'll snap its neck, but I'm like, it's a robot.
Yeah. All right. So that's all you've played this?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. All in all, I'm looking forward to the game. I think it's going to be pretty great.
I mean, I don't understand why anyone wouldn't get it. It feels like it's going to do a lot better than Ghost did, at least.
Yeah, and I was pretty skeptical there for a while. I was like, I don't really want to pay $60 for an only multiplayer game. But if they really, they nailed that like story aspect, it's going to be great.
The thing about that is, first of all, you get a little bit of story every time you start a mission, you get briefed and stuff like that. But I feel like the single player mode hasn't done a lot for any game really, because for me, like I like when I only really own Black Ops 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Are you talking about first-person shooters or just any
first-person
game?
shooters in general.
Okay, well, yeah, it's
like the single player is not a big deal about it. You don't buy a game for the single player most of the time.
when it
right?
comes to first-person shooters.
Yeah, when it comes to first-person shooters, of course. Because like I went playing Black Ops for ages before I even considered playing the single player, because I was just like, meh. It's like it's the same thing, just against bots,
Pretty
and
much.
it's like why would I want to? Then I did play it. I did enjoy the story of it, and I did enjoy kind of the just kind of, you have to do this now, and then you get this, and you have to shoot this down or whatever. You have kind of like more like story-driven goals, obviously.
Yeah.
But even then, I finished it in like 3 hours or something like that. So the overall,
3 hours?
I think so.
It's a 6-hour game, bro.
Okay, well then 6 hours. I don't know.
Most
I finished it in
pretty much any Call of Duty.
I finished it in one night, is what I want to say.
Yeah.
Okay, finished it in one sitting, and so it wasn't a big thing for me. I was just like, I'm kind of really bored right now. It was during a break at some point, like Christmas break or something. I was like, I'm really bored right now. Let me just play this. I haven't played this yet, so why not? And I played it, and I enjoyed it. But afterwards, like,
you didn't really feel much replayability.
No, I mean, I'm sure there is. I'm sure.
That's how it is with Call of Duties. I mean, if you have online Call of Duty, you play the campaign once. If you don't have online, you play the campaign nonstop. At least that's how it used to be. Then they released the bot system, which basically like online without online. So, But anyway, next topic.
So that's all you've played this week?
Pretty much.
Basically. Let's see, what if I've played League of Legends, of course. League of Legends is so annoying, because to me, I'm at this point where I think about, okay, I've been playing League since it came out, basically a month after it came out as the beta, and I'm like, if it comes to like information and stuff and how to play and like what's good and what's not at what time, like there's different metas and different things to do at like different things that are mainstream or whatever, and I could answer any of that, right? But what it all comes down to in the end is that I'm still not a good player. Okay, I'm just not a good player. Whenever I make videos, it's just because like the only reason people would see it is because they're entertained by it, not to learn something from it necessarily. Because I'm just not a good player. Even though my friend and I, we started at about the same time, he now is a Diamond 1 player. He's in a team that is reaching for like becoming pro players.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like they've just won their first like tournament and stuff like that, and like he's getting like starting to get sponsorships and stuff like that. Like that's how good he is, and I'm here like I'm still in silver, which is like next to worst on like the rankings and stuff like that. And I'm just playing every day, and I'm like frustrating. I'm just frustrating myself every time I play this game. Even when I win, I'm like, okay, I won now, but in a couple like after the next game, I'm most likely going to lose because just either people piss me off or I just misplay or something. I feel like I play good, but I don't know. It's just one of those things where like I feel like it doesn't. I don't even have a purpose for playing ranked anymore because I'm not ever going to get as good as him, for example. Like, and even if it would take like ages, right? So I'm wasting my time that I could be spending making more videos or playing other games, filming myself playing other games, and that just frustrates me. So that's just something about League of Legends.
Well, maybe you should take a break and play another game.
I mean, I do. I just don't play as much other games as I play League of Legends.
See, that's where me and you differ, because you stick to mainly PC gaming and League of Legends, Warframe, PC exclusive stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And me, I stick to console gaming, like Call of Duties, Assassin's Creed, basically anything that's a head release that's like, everybody knows about. See, not everybody knew about Warframe when it was coming out.
The thing is, you can play every console game on a computer as well, basically.
Well, true, yeah. I mean, that's probably why you do it. I mean, that's why...
And I have a good computer. I don't have a console. The only console I have is a Wii. And the only reason the only game I ever bought for it was Super Smash Bros. So...
Might as well just keep it. Because I sold my Wii 2 years back and only got $40 for it.
Yeah, barely anything for it. Yeah, exactly. It's just like my PSP. I don't want to sell it, for example, GameStop, because GameStop's a ripoff.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you want to buy a PS Vita? Just bring in your old PSP and ask them, like, how much would this be worth? And they're like, $20. I'll keep it for $20. I mean, it's like, whatever. I spent like 200 euros on this, which is way back when it came out. Anyways, let's see. Other than that, I went on Minecraft. I went on the server, my like Minecraft Visalcraft server. Played some with the people there. There's some new people there. I kind of made a video of just everything that happened while I was gone because I haven't played it in so long. And that's pretty much it for the last week or so. So, next thing we talk about is kind of the games that we're looking forward to, the next kind of games that are going to be coming out. I have a little list from IGN of games that are coming out. I mean, we both agree on Titanfall.
Yes.
I would say.
Yeah.
What else?
We've discussed that.
But what else are you looking forward to?
Well,
in the near future.
Well, one game I was looking forward to was Dark Souls 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was a huge fan of Dark Souls 1. I played the absolute hell out of it. You know, it was one of my favorite games. And even though I've never played Demon Souls, which was the first one,
mm-hmm.
but I don't think you really needed to play it to get the story of the second one. But I don't know. Dark Souls 2, for some reason, is they're just deciding to release it for just PS3 and Xbox 360, and I sold my Xbox 360 to get an Xbox One.
Oh.
Because I thought it was coming out for next
Now I
gen.
understand why that annoys you.
See, now,
yeah.
so you can see the kind of situation I'm in. So yeah, I've been pissed off about that. And I mean, I know they'll eventually probably try to make it for next gen, but for now.
Well, I know that PlayStation is having a thing. I wish I knew more about it. I'm sure everyone who would be watching this knows more about it than me. But it's like basically a thing to where they can easily make games for the next gen stuff, but
yeah.
be able to play it on the older things, or other way around. I'm not sure. Like make stuff for PS3 that's easily converted into PS4, or you can play it on PS4 or whatever. So that won't be a problem for them, I'm pretty sure, when it comes out for PS4. It also comes out for PC, of course, so you can always play it on PC. You could try it at least.
I ain't got a gaming PC like you do.
Yeah. Alright, any other game in the near future you can think of?
Well, I mean, the only other thing I've been looking at is The Order 1886.
Yeah.
And, you know, even though I don't have a PS4, I might actually buy a PS4 just to play that game, because it looks sick.
I've only seen the trailer of it. Have you seen anything?
I've seen a little bit of gameplay, and I had to search hard for it.
So what does it look like?
It's a third-person shooter.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to figure out if it was first person or third person. I found that out. I think it's 4-player co-op.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I could be wrong on that. I could be completely misguided. But there's 4 characters, so
yeah.
That's why I think that. But third-person shooter. I believe you're fighting werewolves. I want to say werewolves.
It looked very steampunky when I saw the trailer of it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously, it sounds like it'll be in the year based around the year 1886.
It's an alternate reality 1886. So basically, it's 1886, but it's different.
So it's steampunk.
Pretty.
Because the idea or the definition of steampunk is that you take something like mainly Victorian time, and you just imagine the Victorian time was way further in their like technology and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, they would have computers, but the computers wouldn't be made out of electricity and circuitry. It would be made out of like cogs and clockwork and steam driven stuff. You know what I mean? That's why they have like these really fancy cars or whatnot. So yeah, it sounds really steampunky, which is really exciting to me. That was like the main thing that I was like, oh my god, yes, steampunk game for next gen. It sounds awesome.
But it's an only PS4 exclusive, which is kind of disappointing.
Which, I mean, I can understand that because I mean, I don't know. PS4. Other than that, I mean, what really PS4 exclusive has there been that?
God of War.
God of War. I mean, coming out, announced like right now.
I don't know.
So that's like.
I know of 2 exclusive Xbox One games, which are Titanfall and Dead Rising 3. They're not going to be made for PS4.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know of any other PS4 exclusives.
That's why, like, I feel like that's the
maybe Killzone. The new Killzone. It was made.
Yeah.
It was a PS4 exclusive.
I feel like that's the one thing that PS4 players are kind of looking forward to for exclusive at least. Whereas I feel like Xbox One is doing way better with their exclusive right now, at least. Let's see, games that I'm looking forward to, definitely, obviously Titanfall. Also Thief. Okay, Thief is basically, I mean, you know that I love Dishonored.
Yeah.
Right? And I know that you love Dishonored.
Except it frustrated me in ways that it would never hit you.
Yeah, but I mean, still, Thief.
Yeah.
Thief, basically, I mean, people will hate me for saying this, but it's the dumbed down version of it is that Thief is Dishonored, but with even less killing and more stealing. Like, the mechanics and stuff obviously are going to be better because it's next gen, obviously. So, I mean, the graphics on it look amazing, even better than Dishonored, which I thought graphics in Dishonored were already pretty good.
They were cartoony, but yeah, they're really good.
They're yeah.
They're
I mean, the characters maybe
that
not
Borderlands type art style.
The characters maybe not as much, but the surroundings and stuff like that I really liked in Dishonored, and obviously there's the theme of it because it's also kind of steampunk and stuff like that, of course. But but Thief, I've actually played the first Thief. I think it's the first one. I don't know if it was the
this
first
Thief
one.
coming out though is just a remake, isn't it?
Basically, but I mean, the first Thief, it's like, God, it's like older than me. You know what I mean? It's that, like, it's really, I'm pretty sure it's not older than me, but it's really, really old. When I played it, it was like a game that came free with a magazine that I used to like buy all the time just because of the free little games on it.
Yeah.
And I had a really crappy computer, so those were the kind of games that you could play. So that was a really cool game for me at the time. You didn't ever really kill people. You had the opportunity to. You could shoot them with a bow or whatever. But it had these mechanics basically that, even though kind of unrealistic, but anytime you'd be in just a little bit of a shadow, you'd be like
hidden,
invisible.
Yeah, I've
literally
heard that.
Invisible.
I've heard that. You'd be like right next to somebody.
Yeah, there'd be like a light, and then there'd be a pole, and it just does a little bit of a shadow behind the pole, and if you're right behind that pole, no one will see you ever. Like, that was kind of the mechanics behind it, which, I mean, obviously we're a little bit unrealistic, but I'm pretty sure this one's going to be doing it way better. But you have like you have a bow that has like fire and like ice shots and stuff on it, so you can like torch something to like distract guards, or you could take out a torch or something so that people can't see that you can walk past them. And then you have a club that you can just club people and then you pull them away and hide them. It's a lot like Dishonored if you played Dishonored like you did, like without killing people.
Oh yeah,
So it basically feels like that.
I'm sure they'll have an achievement in it that's like don't kill anybody, because they did that in Dishonored.
Yeah, but Dishonored was more of a both ways are equally fun.
Yeah. And
this one is like killing is more of a less thing. Like in Dishonored, you could kill people in really cool ways. You know what I mean? Like you could like throw them in the air, stop time, and then shoot them with something, and then like start time again, and have everyone explode into like and stuff like that. And you know, I've seen really really cool stuff that people done with that. But in this one, it's like stealing and being unseen, and like the whole stealth aspect of Dishonored is just amplified in this one. So that's that. Because I like that kind of game, I'm really looking forward to this. Also, obviously, Super Smash Bros.
What?
What
do we got on here?
I'm saying Super Smash Bros. Because I've played every single Super Smash Bros. For me, it was this thing. I had my friend in Germany. He had a Nintendo 64 before I did, and he had the first Super Smash Bros. On it. And anytime I'd go over to his house, I'd play with him, and it would be a lot of fun to me. But,
is Thief coming out for next year?
Yeah, in February.
Oh yeah,
actually, that's in a couple days.
That's in a couple days.
That's in like a week.
Yeah, I want to go buy it.
That's awesome. You should do that.
You'll be jelly.
So yeah, anyways, Super Smash Bros. So then I got a, actually he got a GameCube, okay? So then I was like, oh, can I have your Nintendo 64 then? And he was like, okay, whatever. And like, I bought his Nintendo 64 for really cheap, and then that's what I played all the time when I was at my grandma's house. And then he got Melee, or whatever you want to call it.
Super Smash Bros.
Super Smash Bros. Yeah, for GameCube. And then every time I go over to his house, I'd be all jelly and stuff, and be like, no, I want this one now. And then actually, he got a, like he first got like no, actually we had a PlayStation before him. But then, a long time goes by, and my other friend gets a Wii. And by that time, my, the guy that had the GameCube, he actually sold that one to me as well, so I could play Melee at my house with that GameCube. But then, not too long after I finally bought the GameCube from him, my other friend got a Wii and got Super Smash Bros. Brawl on it. And then I was like, I can't win. Like, I want whatever. And then when I came to, because we didn't have a Wii in Germany when I was still living there. And then when I came to America, my dad and my stepmom already bought a Wii. So, I don't know why actually, but anyways. So we already had a Wii, and I was like, okay, now I have to buy Brawl. So then that was like the only game that I ever bought for that console.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's the only game that's really worth playing.
Pretty much.
For me, at least.
They never really released a hit title game.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, Nintendo's doing pretty badly right now. I feel like the only thing that kind of saved them for now was the X and Y. Pokemon X and Y, obviously. And then for now, I mean, like they did quite good on that one game that came out. I can't remember what it's called, with like little chibi people. It's also
I know what you're talking about.
Also a exclusive for 3DS. They did pretty good on that. But the next thing that everyone's just looking forward to is the Super Smash Bros. And like, I feel like they've really strategically saved their asses that way because, like I said, Pokemon was overdue for another Pokemon, obviously. So they were lucky to get in Pokemon during a time where people were like, Nintendo, whatever. We have all these other new next-gen stuff. Why would we buy a Wii U if we could get a Xbox One or a PlayStation 4, right? And then, so yeah, they came up with Pokemon X and Y, and everyone's like, okay, now Nintendo is not on our shit list anymore, basically. Like, but now, after we've gotten that, now everyone's just waiting for the next thing that they come out with, and
they need to go back to console gaming.
Well, the thing is that they've actually announced that they're not going to be focusing on consoles anymore, which actually is good, because what they said is they're going to be concentrating on games, like majorly now. Okay? Which the reason why that's good is because, first of all, anytime they bring out a new console, it's just like meh, right?
Meh.
The last console they brought out, the freaking Wii and the Wii U, it's just like meh, right? So obviously,
what difference is the Wii U?
The Wii U?
Yeah.
Like you have the little like pad on it.
Oh yeah.
So and that makes a big difference because you have a lot of things that you can do with the pad that's incorporated into that. Mm-hmm. It's basically like having the difference between a Game Boy Advance and a DS. Like having two screens, being able to do more than one thing at a time, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's basically the difference I find. But so if their focus on games is a lot better because obviously they're not good at bringing out new consoles. They have kind of disappointed us the last couple times. And also what people are now looking into is that possibly they could be bringing out games that are Nintendo games, but not for Nintendo consoles exclusives, right?
Really?
So, for example, I mean, PlayStation games, when PlayStation brings out games, it's for PlayStation. When Xbox brings out games, for Xbox, right?
Yeah.
But if Nintendo would be focusing on games now, they have the possibility to go, okay, we are now not one of those like major guys anymore, but we're now just a game corporation. So they could be making for example, Super Smash Bros. For Xbox.
Yeah.
Or PS4. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like it would be a good market strategy in a way that they're not dominating the field anymore with their consoles that they're making. So kind of submitting to that and saying, okay, PlayStation and Xbox are kind of ruling right now, and then going and working with them on games, I feel like that would be really, really good for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, anyways, Super Smash Bros. I'm really looking forward to it. The last guy that just got announced was like a little boxer dude. It's a little Mac, I think, or something. I've never played the games. Our friend did, Wyatt did, and it's just like a boxing game, right? And that character hasn't been in any game in like 20 years, right? So it's good for them that they're bringing back someone that old, and because he looks pretty good, he looks pretty beast. And the cool thing is that he has this like passive that he built up after a while that basically can do like a KO hit, right? But what's crazy about it is that people are thinking it's most likely more powerful than like the Falcon Punch, which could be like the next meme of it, basically. You know what I mean? Like the next Falcon Punch. So that's something I'm really looking forward to. Any other games that you want to talk about that are coming out?
Really, I could go on all day, but something I want to probably specify on is Dying Light.
Dying Light, yeah, definitely.
It's, it looks cool. The graphics are amazing. The gameplay's solid. I was a big fan of Dead Island. The first one I didn't play Riptide.
Yeah.
I never played Riptide. I thought Riptide, I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. I looked at gameplay of it, and I honestly think they should have just made it a DLC or something, But Dying Light, on the other hand, with the whole parkour aspect and,
Just like in Titanfall, I feel like the parkour has really helped games like that. Like next-gen games with the not only graphics, but also just being able to do better controls and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
do more with your character.
Yeah, do more with your character. I feel like if a lot of it's kind of not, it's not a foolproof thing obviously for all games, but I feel a lot of, especially first person games, stuff like that, where it's very action oriented, if they focused on just a little bit of parkour, it would make the game instantly a little better.
And I believe Mirror's Edge is coming out with a sequel this year. I can't remember what it's called.
I don't know. I thought it was just a better remake of it. It's not the same game. It's just like Thief. Like they're remaking the game, but it's not a sequel.
It's a prequel.
Oh, is it a prequel?
It's a prequel.
Okay, well then that would explain it.
But they've got the parkour aspect in that, and when I was watching gameplay of Dying Light, it honestly looked like Dead Island and Mirror's Edge had a baby.
Yeah.
It's a cool concept, and Dead Island was really cool. It had a lot of glitches though. It felt like that game was being held together by duct tape. It had a the story wasn't that great. Cutscenes, you'd see through the map. And they didn't do anything to fix it.
How old is that game though?
Couple of years, but still to this day, with the most recent patch, if you played that game, there's a certain mission where every time you watch that cutscene, you will see through the ground. But it's like they just released it and said, you know what, screw it.
Oh yeah, that one cutscene, no one watches.
No one watches cutscenes.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't want story, they want gameplay. But if Dying Light can really deliver that gameplay aspect and the story aspect, it's gonna be sick. Really, you got the nighttime zombies, which are crazy looking.
They remind me a lot of the zombies. Have you seen
Resident Evil? That's what they remind me of.
Oh, no, I was gonna go with Warm Bodies.
I've seen Warm Bodies.
Okay, those
the Bonies.
The Bonies and Warm Bodies. Yes, that's what they remind me of.
They don't remind me of the Bonies. They don't remind me of the Bonies. See, the Bonies were like they had like this little thin layer of skin and basically just bone. But these things are like, their mouth like unwraps into like these two little, and then it just they remind me of.
They're scarier, obviously.
Yeah, they remind me of like I said, some of the monsters on Resident Evil, because I'm a big fan of Resident Evil series too, and pretty much any zombie game I'm usually playing. But yeah, Dying Light looks really good, you know.
I agree. I feel when Dying Light was announced, I felt like that was something really cool. But then like Titanfall came out, and I thought that was really cool. So I felt like of the early 2014 games, those were the top games.
Yeah.
Obviously, we talked about other stuff that we're looking forward to, but of like early 2014, I feel like those would be dominating for a while, like quite a bit.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to the next thing that we're going to be doing, or the last thing that we're going to be doing, is we're going to be having at least one, if not a couple, random questions that I hope people, after watching this, or just in general, will be sending us questions in. You can always send us questions to my Twitter, which is at daVincified, or you can always leave a comment, or you can send an email to daVincified@gmail.com. And the random question of the week for this week is something I thought of. This came from a video that I saw like on Facebook. It was just, it sounds funny, but it was a video of babies, like little infants, and they discovered.
I know what babies are.
They discovered their shadow for the first time, right? So they're like turning around, and there's like the sun obviously being on them, and then they turn around and they see like a shadow, and they're like starting to cry and freak out. So then it's like, it's just your shadow, no! And it tries to run away with it. And that gave me this idea, like, what if you could forget, if you could choose to forget, just for the experience, something like what a shadow is? What would you choose to forget? And for example, like if you chose to forget what a shadow is, then you'd wake up the next day and you just go through your life, and then at some point you realize, like those babies did, that there's a shadow behind you, and you freak out, and you're like, guys, what is this? What? And you're trying to touch it and stuff like that, and you don't understand it just because that knowledge is just, you just forgot it, right? And the reason why I think that's interesting and why I would do something like that is just for the experience of rediscovering something like that. You know what I mean? And obviously there's some like scary things, because I've asked another friend this question, and she said, for example, like, what do you think it would be like forgetting what pain is? Right? It would be a very scary thing, because I mean, you're like, I'm pretty sure it's a thing that when you're born you kind of already know what pain is, but you don't really learn it until you experience, you know what I mean? So I feel like it'd be really scary. You wake up and you just don't understand it, and then like something falls on their foot or something like that, and you just you feel this sense of pain for the first time in your life. Like it would just be a really scary situation. But
so basically your question is, what would you pick if you could forget something?
If you forget something, just so that you could rediscover it, just for the experience of rediscovering it, what would it be?
Are you talking about emotions or sensations, something like that?
Yeah, just like, okay, for example, something that I would say would be something cheesy, for example, would be like my first kiss. No, just hear me out. It's because, like for example, I wish I could forget it, so because the person that I've had my first kiss with, I feel like it would be more enjoyable if it wasn't that person. I mean, you can relate. So, like for example, I'd want to forget that, because I felt like even then it was a really awesome experience, and being able to experience that again, like you're never going to experience that again. You're never going to experience what your first kiss is like, because you're never going to have another first kiss. You know what I mean? Unless you forget it. And I think like that would be something really cool, just to forget it.
Oh, we're talking about first things now. Okay.
No. Well, but I'm just saying something like that, for example.
First time I ever had a cheeseburger. Or first time I ever had my favorite food, something like that. Something along those lines.
What is your favorite food?
I would say cheeseburger, but you know, it's so generic. Let's think.
Very cliche.
Something different. Favorite food probably be crab.
Crab.
Crab legs.
And you would forget what it would taste like.
Yeah.
Just to be like, oh my god, this is amazing. Every time you, like, the next time you eat it.
Yeah, just pass out. It's so good.
That'd be pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
I hadn't even thought of that.
Yeah, your favorite food. That'd probably be mine. Nothing bad, you know, like forgetting what sleep is, you know, freak out. Like.
I think that would be funny. Like, I think it would be funny watching...
Or forget, like, bleeding or something.
No, about sleep, for example. Like, I made that point as well. I think it'd be funny because, like, if I said, for example, if, like, you forgot what sleep was, right? Mm-hmm. And then, like, I would just watch you struggle with figuring out, like, what's going on? I can't keep my eyes open anymore. I think I'm dying. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that would be, I think that would be funny.
Yeah, to you, not to me.
Yeah, for someone watching, not for someone experiencing it. Just not understanding what tiredness is. That would be really interesting.
That'd be scary.
I mean, I don't know. Also, like, I thought something that I also thought would be interesting is like wind.
Wind?
Yeah, the concept of wind, because you can't see wind, obviously, but you can feel wind. But like it's
You've
often.
a lot of thought, haven't you?
I have. Often, because I've already talked with people about this, but I haven't talked with you about it. But often, in like alien movies or something like that, when an alien comes on the Earth or the planet, they're like, "What is it? Oh, it's just wind. Oh, what's wind? It's this thing that you can't see, but you can feel it.
What about if you
it's
forgot?
so weird."
What if you chose to forget like what water is?
Like, in what sense?
Like, you'd be really thirsty and didn't know what to do.
You drink anything else. Like, just be like, water? What is this water?
Forget the concept of anything consumable.
Just like not understand what hunger is?
Yeah. Basically anything famine, period.
Yeah. That'd be scary.
Or forget what sickness is, you know, there could be a lot of bad situations.
There could be a lot
scenarios,
of bad things, yeah.
But, you know.
I would just do it
I don't know.
for...
We're giving this too much thought.
Well, anyways, if you have whatever your answer is, you should leave an answer in the comment section below, and we can talk about that next week if anyone does decide to comment on it, or in the following weeks, or whatever. I think that's about it for that. I've been daVincified, or Niichan-Vinci. I've just started this channel that you're watching this on. This is going to be kind of vlog stuff and kind of mostly funny stuff. Trying to decide if I'm going to do vloggy stuff too, just to like kind of talk about stuff that annoys me or not. But definitely it'll be funny stuff and rants and like skits. I think that's what's called, skits. Whatever. Shorts that are funny. Not the wearable shorts, the video shorts. And then my other channel, daVincified, is my gaming channel, where you should definitely check out, where I do a lot of Minecraft stuff, Warframe stuff, and other stuff. And tell people what your channel's all about.
Well, you know, my channel, I'm pretty much done with that channel. I'm making a new channel.
All right.
Because that one was with an old capture card. That was me when I was 15 years old.
Yeah.
So, yeah, starting fresh.
Starting fresh.
I'm gonna create a new channel. It's gonna be called xFalcon96, which is my gamer tag.
All right, and we'll have a little thing right here that explains how to write it, because it's probably going to be complicated as hell. Next kind of plans, like what are you going to be planning on recording there?
I basically record any major console release, whether it be another Assassin's Creed, whether it be Call of Duty, Battlefield, anything. Anything I like, anything anyone else likes, I'll do. Playthroughs, online, anything.
Alright.
As soon as I get, the new capture card.
So just Xbox One stuff?
Basically.
Alright.
Strictly Xbox One. Right. Until I get a PS4 or anything else. I may go PC at some point. I imagine I will.
Yeah. Sweet. For me, definitely going to probably do another like rant or something on this channel, and then on my gaming channel, I'm probably going to be doing a Warframe video at some point. I have some Minecraft stuff recorded, like I said at the beginning, we're going to do another rant on this channel, so look forward to those. If you enjoyed this kind of format, this kind of thing, if you have any suggestions on what we could fix, or just any kind of feedback in general, leave a comment, and or if you liked it, like it. If you didn't,
don't dislike it.
Don't
do
don't
that.
hate until you see the next one, and then see if we fixed everything that you were annoyed about. Leave a comment if you didn't like it, and tell us what you didn't like about it, and then we'll fix it by the next time. Like I said, it'll probably be weekly, if not at least bi-weekly. And subscribe if you want to just keep up with things I'll be doing on this channel. And subscribe to this channel once it gets out. And I'll leave a link in the description once it comes out. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I was about to say, as always, you've been daVincified, but that's the wrong channel. Stay awesome. Stay beautiful. Bye-bye.
Shit.